When we bought the house, I didn't think much of it. The previous owner had used the space for storage, and Mark just said that room had old junk and tools he didn't want messed with. Okay, fine. I trusted him. But over time, it became weird. I don't even know how to start this without sounding paranoid or like a nosy wife, but for the past 2 years, there's been a door in our basement that my husband, Mark, explicitly told me never to open. When we bought the house, I didn't think much of it. The previous owner had used the space for storage, and Mark just said that room had old junk and tools he didn't want messed with. Okay, fine. I trusted him. But over time, it became weird. The door wasn't just shut, it was locked. Heavy padlock. Brand new. Mark had the only key, and he kept it on a chain he never took off, not even when he showered. Once, I joked about it, said, "What? Are you hiding a second wife in there?" He didn't laugh. He actually got mad and snapped, "It's my space. Respect that." Okay. So I did. Until I didn't. Things started to change after I got pregnant. I noticed Mark going down to the basement more often. He'd go late at night, like 1 or 2 a.m., and I'd wake up and he'd be gone. I'd find him downstairs, sometimes just standing outside the door, silent. When I asked what he was doing, he'd say he was checking the fuse box. But I'm not an idiot. The fuse box is in the laundry room, not behind the locked door. I kept brushing it off. I told myself I was overthinking it. Hormones. Pregnancy paranoia. Whatever. But last week, he slipped. He left in a hurry one morning and forgot the keychain on the bathroom counter. My heart pounded the second I saw it. I wasn't even thinking. I just grabbed it and ran downstairs. When I unlocked the door, the smell hit me first. Not rot. Not chemicals. Just stale air. Like something had been sealed shut for years. Inside was a small room. Shelves along the walls. A desk. Boxes. I flicked the light on, and what I saw made my blood run cold. Photos. Hundreds of them. Of me. From years ago. Some I don't even remember being taken. One of me in college, outside a bar with friends. One at the grocery store. One in the shower. And it didn't stop there. There were journals. Handwritten. Pages and pages of what I now know is his handwriting, describing my routines, what I wore, what I said to strangers. He'd been tracking me since before we met. There was a notebook labeled Plan A and Plan B. One of them talked about getting me to trust him, isolate me from friends, get me to move states. All things that actually happened. I ran. I locked the door and sat on the kitchen floor until he came home. He acted normal. Kissed me. Asked how I was feeling. I didn't say a word. I didn't sleep that night. I still haven't said anything. I'm terrified. I don't know what he's capable of. I made an appointment with a lawyer. I'm getting the hell out. But I have to do it right. He can't suspect a thing. The scariest part? Last night I checked the room again, and one of the photos was gone. It was a picture of me sleeping, from the night before. I didn't sleep at all that night. I just laid there in bed next to him, pretending. Every breath I took felt too loud. Every time he shifted in his sleep, I flinched. I kept thinking, how long has he been watching me like that? Why would someone do this to their own wife? And what the hell else don't I know about him? In the morning, I acted normal. I kissed him goodbye when he left for work. I smiled. I made coffee. Then I immediately packed a bag and drove to my friend Jess's place across town. She's the only person I trust right now, and even that feels shaky. I didn't tell Jess the full truth. Just that Mark and I had a fight and I needed space. She didn't ask questions. She gave me a key, a blanket, and let me rest. But I couldn't rest. I kept checking the cameras I installed in our house. Just one hidden one in the hallway, near the basement. I had set it up after seeing the photos, just in case. I needed proof. Or maybe I just needed to see what he was doing when I wasn't there. Around 2 a.m., I got a notification. Motion detected. I opened the app, and there he was, Mark, pacing. He kept running his hands through his hair, muttering something I couldn't hear. Then he stopped at the basement door. Just stood there. Then he smiled. Not like he was amused. No. It was this, quiet, twisted smile. Like he'd figured something out. And then he looked straight at the camera. I hadn't told him about it. I hadn't told anyone. I'd bought it in cash. I set it up when he was out. There's no way he should have known it was there. But he looked right at it. held eye contact for a few seconds, then turned and walked away. I nearly threw up. Now I don't know what's worse, that he might have found the camera, or that he wanted me to know he found it. I checked my car for trackers. I found a small black device under the back bumper. I didn't even bother trying to be subtle. I smashed it with a hammer behind Jess's garage and flushed the pieces down the toilet. I also called the lawyer. I'm getting everything in motion, but I have to move very carefully. Because here's the kicker, Mark's been through this before. Yeah, I finally did a background check. Turns out he changed his last name 10 years ago. Twice, actually. The last woman he lived with? Reported missing in 2014. Never found. The cops questioned him. There wasn't enough evidence. He walked away clean. I'm starting to think I won't. But I'm not just walking away. I'm setting a trap. I didn't know I was capable of this level of fear. Not until I started living like prey. Jess offered to go to the police with me, but what could I even say? My husband had photos of me sleeping and may have killed another woman a decade ago, but there's no hard proof. They'd file a report. Maybe even have a talk with him. And then I'd be dead. So I had to be smarter. I called in a favor from someone I hadn't spoken to in years, my brother's old college roommate, Ian. He works in cybersecurity now. I didn't give him names. Just said I needed help recovering deleted files from a hard drive. He met me at a diner, and I handed over the drive from Mark's hidden drawer. Ian's first words after plugging it into his laptop? Holy sh**t. Where did you get this? There were hundreds of folders, each one named by date. Some just had text files. Others had audio logs. And some had photos, dozens of photos of women. Some of them I recognized from local news articles about missing people. Others, I didn't. And I'm scared I never will. But the one that chilled me was labeled T-Chie, my name. Inside were photos from our honeymoon. But not the ones we took together. These were from behind doors, through windows and mirrors. Every intimate moment we had, my smiles, my undressing, even one of me crying in the shower, it was all documented. The text logs were even worse. He wrote things like, "Subject fully trusts me. No signs of suspicion. Observed increased stress after family visit. Possibly exploitable. We'll test response to minor boundary violation tomorrow." He was treating me like an experiment, like a rat in a lab. I forwarded everything to a cloud drive and gave Jess the password with one instruction. If anything happens to me, go public. Everywhere. But here's the part that's really going to screw with my head for the rest of my life. The most recent entry, dated just 3 days ago, said this. Subject found the room. Acceleration required. Extraction plan in progress. Extraction. Like I'm an object. A problem to be removed. Last night, I got an email from an unknown sender. No message, just a video attachment. It was a live feed of me, standing in Jess's guest room. Same outfit, same lighting, same clock on the nightstand. Except I was asleep. Only I wasn't, because I was watching the video from Jess's kitchen. I ran to the room, yanked open the closet, tore through every inch. Found a small camera tucked in the ceiling light fixture. He knew where I was. And he was letting me know that he still has access to me. I'm done hiding. Next time he comes looking for me, I won't be alone, because I'm going to be waiting it. With the police. With the evidence. And with every last lie he ever told, exposed. Unless he finds me first. I didn't sleep that night. Every creak in the house made me flinch. Every car that passed sent me running to the window. I couldn't stop replaying that video. Me, unconscious, being watched like a live experiment. Jess begged me to go straight to the police. But I had to make sure I had everything first. Ian found even more. He cracked the encrypted files. Turns out Mark had a whole document mapping out timelines, emotional reactions, even psychological triggers, not just about me, but others. Some names were coded, but one wasn't. Lillian W. I Googled her. She went missing 6 years ago. Same city, same age. Same look as me. Her case was never solved. And Mark's log described her as subject terminated. Inconclusive failure. Avoid similar pattern with current. He killed her. I had to stop him before I became his next inconclusive failure. I went to the police with everything. The drive. The photos. The logs. Even the camera I found in Jess's ceiling. They took me seriously, finally. A detective named Marquez promised to act fast. They raided our house, took the hard drives, the journal, the hidden key. They interviewed Mark at his office. But by then, he was gone. He never showed up for the interview. Left work early. Car abandoned in a grocery store lot. Phone turned off. No signs of where he went. Detective Marquez called it. He's running. Or worse, planning something. Then came the final message. This time not a video. A voicemail. It was Mark. His voice calm. Measured. Chilling. I was trying to protect you, Thea. You're the only one who passed all the tests. You were the only one who wasn't fake. The only one who deserved it. And now you've ruined it. All of it. He ended with, if I can't have you the way I planned, then maybe I'll just start again. You'll hear about it soon. You always do. I nearly vomited. He's not just running. He's hunting. Again. The FBI's involved now. They're calling him a potential serial offender with organized behavioral patterns and digital tracking skills. They think he's been testing women for over a decade, looking for some perfect psychological match. I was his final subject. His success. And when I broke that mold, he snapped. He's still out there. Somewhere. Watching. And now, every woman who even looks like me might be in danger. I haven't left Jess's place in days. There's an officer outside 24/7. I'm carrying a panic button in my pocket. And every time I look in the mirror, I wonder, what did he see in me? Why was I the one? And how close was I to being the next victim? I don't have all the answers. But if you're reading this, and you've ever felt like someone's watching you, like someone knows things they shouldn't about your life, like your partner is just a little too perfect, trust your gut. Because sometimes, the person who loves you the most is just waiting for the right moment to destroy you. It's been 11 days since Mark disappeared. The FBI has now officially labeled him a domestic terrorist threat. He's believed to be off-grid, possibly using fake identities. No recent bank activity. No cameras. No witnesses. Nothing. The last real lead we had was his storage unit in another state. They found it 2 days ago. Inside, a soundproof chamber. More monitors. Dozens of old drives. Hair samples. Clothing. Photos. But worst of all, the IDs of 4 other missing women, including Lillian W. They're treating it as a serial predator case now. Nationwide task force. They asked me to testify. I'm the only survivor they can find. But even with all this, there's something they don't know. Something I haven't told them. Not even Jess. Because I don't know what it means. Last night, I got an envelope. No return address. Slipped under Jess's door. Inside was just a Polaroid. Of me. Sleeping. From my bedroom window. The timestamp? 2 nights ago. He's still watching me. And worse. He was close enough to touch me. So now I live like prey. I don't leave alone. I sleep with a knife. I flinch at every window's reflection. Thea, the woman he loved. The experiment that broke his rules. The one who got away. He won't stop. I know it. And yet, I don't think he wants to kill me. I think he wants to start again. Like I'm his favorite puzzle. The only one he couldn't solve. They'll catch him. They have to. But until they do, I'm not just a victim. I'm bait. And if he ever comes back, he won't find the woman he tested. He'll find someone ready. Because I'm done being the subject. It's his turn to be studied. When I finally stepped back into that basement room after everything that happened, something in me had changed. I wasn't scared anymore. I was angry. Determined. And honestly, I think a little numb. The police had been down there. They'd taken photos, bagged items, questioned Alan, who was now officially a person of interest. But they hadn't arrested him. Not yet. Lack of hard evidence, they said. The blood wasn't fresh. The chains had no prints. It was like the room had been sterilized, at least in the last few months. But the creepy thing? That journal, the one with names and dates, was gone when they came back with the warrant. He swore he didn't know what I was talking about. Maybe you imagined it, he said in that fake calm tone that always made my skin crawl. I hadn't imagined it. I'd held the damn thing. I'd read names. My name had been in there too. That was the part one hadn't told them. It had a future date written beside it, June 17th. That's less than 3 weeks from now. I've been sleeping with one eye open since. I stay with my sister most nights. She offered me her couch, and honestly, it's better than staying in a house where the man I married kept secrets behind a steel-reinforced door. But here's where it gets worse. 2 days ago, I got a letter in the mail. No return address. Inside was a single photo, old, faded, of a girl chained in the same room. She looked barely 20. Blonde. Eyes wide in terror. On the back, in shaky handwriting, it said, her name was Rachel. I tried to warn you. He never stops. That's when it hit me. The journal wasn't just a list. It was a schedule, and someone out there knew exactly what Alan was. I brought the photo to the police. They were polite but skeptical. Said the image could be old, doctored. No proof Alan took it. They asked where the letter came from. I told them, no return address. Postmarked from our city, but that was it. Still no arrest. Still no warrant for his electronics. And Alan? He's walking around like nothing's wrong. Smiling. Mowing the lawn. Texting me like, we can work through this. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Until I get another letter. This one is different. Taped inside is a USB drive. And a note. If you open this and do nothing, that makes you just like him. I wait until I'm back at my sister's. Plug it into her laptop. There's only one file. A video. Grainy night vision. But I know that room. That soundproof basement room. There's a girl in the frame. Blonde. Crying. Hands shackled above her head. Her mouth is taped, but she's clearly screaming. Suddenly, a figure steps into frame. Alan. I scream. I throw up. My sister calls 911. This time, police do something. They come in force. Take Alan in for questioning. They seize his laptop, his hard drives, his phone. And finally, they unlock the second compartment behind that metal wall, the one we hadn't even realized was there. Inside? Wigs. IDs. Dozens of them. Some fake, some are real. Girls who had been reported missing over the last 10 years. In different states. Different names. One of them? Rachel, the girl from the photo. Alan's not talking. He lawyered up. But here's the scariest part. Of all the names they found, mine is still on that list. With a star next to it. And the date? Still June 17th. He was planning something. Even now, behind bars, I can't shake the feeling that he still is. Alan refused to speak. Not a word to the police, not even when they showed him the video. Not when they told him they found fingerprints matching 2 missing girls in the basement. Not even when they asked about the list, the one where my name was starred, the one with dates going back years. It's like he wanted to be silent. He got himself a high-powered attorney. The kind that talks before he does. The trial hasn't started yet, but the case has gone public. And suddenly I'm not just a victim. I'm being treated like I should have known. Like how could I live with him and not notice? But the thing is, I did notice. I saw the weird signs. I asked the questions. I opened the room. And now? Now I can't sleep. Because 2 weeks after Alan was arrested, I got another envelope. Same handwriting. No return address. Inside was a single photograph. Not of me. Of my sister. Sitting in her car, picking up her kids from daycare. Zoomed in from a distance. There was a note written on the back. You stopped the wrong one. I took it to the police. They said it could be a threat, or it could be someone trying to scare me. But the implication was clear. Alan didn't work alone. I've started seeing things. A black SUV parked too long outside my building. A man in a baseball cap watching from the corner store. I change my routine daily. I use back entrances. I keep my sister's kids off social media now. And every time I close my eyes, I see that list. The girls he starred. And the gap between the dates. It's almost like they were on a schedule. Like he wasn't just a killer, but a part of something bigger. And I can't stop wondering if he's just the one who got caught. They moved me into a safe house 2 days ago. After finding the backups list with my name on it, I stopped sleeping. I kept thinking about what that word meant. Backups for what? For who? Agent Kessler didn't say much. Just that I needed to lay low. But I'm not the kind of person who can just sit still while my entire life unravels. So I started digging. I went back through Alan's emails, the ones the FBI gave me access to. Dozens were encrypted, but one thread stood out, a contact labeled Aldrich. The messages were short. One-liners. Green confirmed. Backups verified. Handoff scheduled. Compromised. Relocate B. Relocate B. That's me. That's when it hit me. I was never just a wife. I was part of a plan I didn't understand. A variable. A contingency. Alan had built a life with me, yes, but not for love. For leverage. And then came the final message. Just 2 words. Execute A. They killed him. It wasn't an accident, and it wasn't suicide. He tried to get out. The locked room was him trying to hide something or maybe to expose it, but he didn't get the chance. And now? Now they're watching me. I caught someone tailing me today outside the safe house. Not law enforcement. A man in an unmarked car with tinted windows. I stepped outside and he drove off without turning on his lights. I don't think I'm safe. I don't think any of us are safe. I left Agent Kessler a note. If I disappear, look at Aldrich. Look at Mark. Look in the room. Then I smashed my phone, burned the list, and got in my car. I don't know where I'm going, but I know one thing for sure. This didn't start with Alan, and it didn't end with him either. It ends with me. If I'm still alive when you read this, you'll know they didn't finish the job.